Hello, amazing people, and welcome to my channel, The Grapevine. Well, yes, today I'm holding this microphone because I'm having a little bit of issue attaching this to my shirt, but we don't want to talk about that. So, today I will be presenting my thoughts on this really important issue where we see a politician stooping so low that their own party members cannot comprehend the reason behind this act. We see a politician passing disgraceful comments about certain sensitive issues. Yes, today we'll be discussing about Ms. Nupur Sharma's derogatory comments on the Islamic religion and all about this, what has been happening and what I feel about this and what shall be done next. So the Indian government has made their position very clear. The Bharatiya Janata Party suspended the two spokespersons, Ms. Nupur Sharma and Mr. Naveen Kumar, on 4th of this month for passing these disrespectful comments on the Islamic religion. Now, this suspension was in fact necessary. It was necessary because it led to a series of events, like first of all, first being the violence that broke out in Kanpur, protesting against these disrespectful and controversial remarks. And then we got to see social media posts and protests, against India and for calling off Indian made products. And then in the backdrop of all of this, we get to see the Muslim countries protesting too. We see our Indian officers, ambassadors, our Indian envoys being summoned by all these Muslim countries, which can be seen as a reaction, a strong reaction of anger, including Qatar and UAE, which are considered India's closest. Now, this is, and it does come as a shock for everybody because these countries India has had, in fact, an increasingly good relation with these countries, with the Middle East. So it does come as a shock for all of us. Now, Mr. Naveen Kumar was actually had commented and tweeted on the communal lines, and Ms. Nupur Sharma was seen passing these comments during a televised debate show in an Indian news channel. And this was about the Gyanvapi issue. So if any one of you wants to know a little bit more about the Gyanvapi issue, you can certainly watch my video on the Gyanvapi Vivad. Link is in the description. Now, coming back to this issue, the Bharatiya Janata Party has made their position very clear by suspending these two spokespersons and by being transparent and being crystal clear that it is important to respect religion and it is important to respect religious personalities too. The problem is that now this issue has mushroomed so much that various Middle Eastern countries have been urging India to issue a public apology now. And, our ambassadors, our representatives are being called. The Corporation of Islamic Organization has also condemned this. So this is okay. But the problem is, why wasn't this issue dealt with right after the politicians or spokespersons were seen, misconducting themselves? What was the delay for? Why was there a delay in responding to this issue? The government could have actually contained this issue had they reacted on time. They could have actually stopped all of this from, progressing into this international world. Now, it's just for every one of us to know that the Middle East is very important for us because India has strong trade links with the Middle East, and we also have many Indians working there. We have many Indian families there. So it is very important that we do not offend them on such sensitive issues, especially like religion, which is very, very important to them. And also when the fault is somewhere ours. So what must be done now? Even if the government becomes successful in putting out this fire, it needs to ensure that such things do not happen again. So I think somewhere it is important for the Bharatiya Janata Party to change their approach. Dynamics maybe, because they are in power right now. They are representing our country. So it's very important to ensure that, even though our country is secular, has always been secular, it is important that this true picture of a secular India is also advanced to the international level. We need to also show them that we are and we have always been a secular country. Also for these spokespersons and politicians, it does happen that, during a televised debate show, in the heat of the moment, you may pass a comment which you may not mean. But because a party has placed you at such a high position, you are at a position of a spokesperson, somewhere it is your responsibility to not be so quick in answering, to not jump to conclusions so quickly, because this is what can happen. Miss Nupur Sharma's statement was dramatically changed in a negative way, and the government has done a good job in condemning the issue. The government has done a good job in suspending the two politicians. The government has been doing a great job in trying to reduce the tensions with the Muslim countries. What the government didn't do right was the delay. And as I stated earlier, the government could have stopped this from escalating, but nevertheless, okay, bygones are bygones. We cannot do anything about the past, but what we can do is, the government, the BJP must now keep a focus on the future trajectory of this issue and ensure that their politicians, their spokespersons, their party does not do anything wrong as such. Because even though they are right, their intentions are right, it is also important for them to translate it to the people as well. Ensure that their actions, the actions of their spokespersons, the actions of their politicians, do not create an image of our country which creates apprehensions in the mind of people of our country or even the other countries, apprehensions about our country's religious tolerance. Rather, it should create such an image that we are and have always been a secular country.